নমস্কাৰ আজিৰ এই বিশেষ কথন অনুষ্ঠানটোলৈ মই আপোনালোক আটাইকে আদৰণি জনাইছো আমাৰ লগত আছে মেঘালয়ৰ শিলঙৰ পৰা ৰশ্মি গোস্বামী আৰু আমাৰ লগত নাগালেণ্ডৰ পৰা কোহিমাৰ পৰা আছে মোৱা জামিৰ গতিকে প্ৰথমতে মই আমাৰ কনসাল্টিং এডিটৰ সন্দীপন তালুকদাৰক এটা এই গোটেই যেটো আমাৰ তিনিখন ষ্টেটত যেটো ইলেকশন হৈছে সেই সন্দৰ্ভত এটা জাস্ট লিটল ব্রিফিং যে লেটেস্ট যেটো ৰিজাল্টৰ যেটো পজিশন হৈ আছে I want him to give a little briefing and then we can actually talk to the participants. ৰশ্মি বাইদেউৰ লগত তেখেতক আমি মেঘালয়ৰ সিচুৱেশনটো সন্দৰ্ভত আলোচনা কৰ আৰু জামিৰৰ লগত আমি নাগালেণ্ডৰ কথা
I welcome Moa Jamir to Northeast Now for this show and also Rashmi Goswami. আমি তো অসমীয়াটো ক'ব লাগিব ইংৰাজীটো ক'ব লাগিব কাৰণ আমাৰ লগত নাগালেণ্ডৰ পৰা যিগৰাকী জড়িত হৈছে তেখেতৰ ইংৰাজীত কোৱাৰ কাৰণে বেছি সুবিধা হয় so what we have seen till now is like in Tripura BJP and IPFT alliance they are just marginally they are marching towards the mark of getting I mean to form the government. And in Nagaland, you can see the LDPP and BJP alliance. They have done extremely well, and it is almost sure that they are going to form the government. And in Meghalaya, things are a little uncertain because NPP has got the highest seat till now. BJP and Congress both are getting 5 seats or 6 seats at this moment, and also TMC is getting slightly higher, like 8 seats. And others like VDP, UDP and all other local parties, they are also getting almost 18 seats. And in Tripura, there is another interesting thing is Tripura Motha, they have got, I mean, they are leading in more than 13 seats as of now. And Congress and left, they are combinedly, they are also leading in 13 to 14 seats. And BJP is leading in 31 seats, just the margin. So this is the situation in a brief.
Thank you, Sandipan, for this brief overview of the results we have got so far. Etia, we have two persons, one from Meghalaya, Rashmi Goswami, another from Nagaland, Jamir. And as a third person representing Tripura, I think that gap will be actually filled in by Sandipan.
I will again have another discussion on Tripura
later in the evening, but now he is representing as if he is representing Tripura. প্ৰথমতে মই ৰশ্মি গোস্বামী বাইদেউৰ পৰা তেখেতৰ পৰা মই জানিব বিচাৰিছোঁ she can speak in Assamese, she can speak in English also, যে এই যে মেঘালয়ৰ এতিয়ালৈকে যেটো নিৰ্বাচনৰ ফলাফল ওলাইছে so how do you see it?
Okay, মেঘালয়ৰ যেটো ফলাফল ওলাইছে মানে এক্সিট পোলত তো টিএমসি যিমান গিটা ভোট পালে তাতকে বেছি পাব বুলি প্ৰজেক্ট কৰিছিলে বিজেপিও প্ৰাইম মিনিষ্টাৰ আহি ইয়াত বেছখিনি হুলস্থুল ধুমধাম কথা চলিলে তাতকে পাব বুলিও প্ৰিডিক্ট কৰিছিলে সেইমতে হোৱা নাই যেটো প্ৰিডিক্ট কৰিছিলে সেইমতে হোৱা নাই NPP surprisingly has done much better than what the exit polls say আৰু সেই হিসাবে আজি NPP সৰকাৰটো গঠন কৰিবই কিন্তু কাৰ লগত হাত মিলাব সৰকাৰটো গঠন কৰা that is the multi-dollar question who are they going to join hands? Frankly, they don't need to go with BJP has 3 as per projections just now. Congress has 5, TMC has 5 and NPP has 24 or 25 at the moment. So তেখেতসকলে জয়েন কৰিব নালাগে during the election base দুয়ো পক্ষৰ মানে বেছ they attacked each other quite fiercely and quite brutally. The kind of allegations that were made were quite intense during the electioneering period. Aru jodiu BJP NPP logot asile, jetiai stateot jikunu mane scandal ulai, titia BJP hodai scandalor pra durot thake. Mane kuno daitto lobo nibisare. মই কেতিয়াবা ভাবো যে তেওঁলোকৰ যোনটো ৰিলেশনশিপ আছিলে এই বিক্ৰম আৰু বেতালৰ নিচিনা আছিলে বিক্ৰম আৰু বেতাল every time there was some scandal that betal would fly away and have nothing to do with the party. Given that, I do not know now when Conrad Sangma actually does not need the BJP, whether he will join. That is the question we all have at the moment. Will he do that, or will he go with UDP? Because UDP is also done well, got 10 seats. Congress possibility is also there of NPP and Congress. The possibility is there with TMC. So we are at the moment in a very kind of fluid situation of where we are headed. But for NPP is there.
No. Okay, you wanted to say.
Just one question, because how do you think that the recent Manish Sisodia arrest will impact the Meghalaya decision of NPP going with whom? Because we have seen that there has been a trend in national polity to intimidate people, intimidate leaders, the incumbent or in the opposition, whatever it is. But Manish Sisodia has been arrested, the acting deputy chief minister of a state, and I mean, Conrad also has some allegations of scams over him. So, do you think, how do you see that those kinds of equations will impact the decisions of coalition?
Okay. Good question, tough question of what ultimately each person will decide. But in my opinion, Sisodia is actually an eye-opener for all people, all opposition, to really take a step back and reflect. This is a moment, it's a very critical moment of oppositions coming together, frankly, in my opinion. And how long can you keep being in governance when you are frightened of the sword falling on your head? Or will you govern, or will you constantly just keep protecting yourself, is the question, no? When you have the responsibility of governance. So I just hope that better sense prevails. Whatever the scams are, that, they will be addressed. They have to be addressed. I kind of was closely associated with the Calm Meghalaya platform, which is a new platform of 3 persons who came together, one activist, one pastor, and a domestic worker, to set in motion a different kind of politics, a different kind of narrative of how we do electioneering. And I saw a lot of courage and bravery in these 3 people. So I hope a person like Conrad Sangma, seated as he is at the seat of power, will show a little more courage. He will also have a sense of dignity and whatever, self-esteem for himself, and make the right decision.
Now, I just want to tell one thing. One congratulatory thing about you. The way you have summed up the Meghalaya situation, and finally, at the final moment, whatever you have said, that what kind of politics actually we need to encourage now. So that's the most important thing. That's the silver lining of our experience. So এই যে কথাটো ক'লে আপুনি, তাৰ কাৰণে মই আপোনাক বহুত ধন্যবাদ জনাইছোঁ। আৰু maybe we have got the right person in the panel to discuss Meghalaya situation. Now, thank you very much. You be there. We'll come back to you again. এতিয়া Mr. Zamir. So, what do you say about the Nagaland situation? How would you like to enlighten us about the Nagaland situation?
Thank you for the invitation. If we look at the Nagaland situation, the picture is quite clear. I mean, the train is going according to the prediction by the various exit polls. And incidentally, out of the two alliance partners, the PGB and the national NDTV, the latter seems to be performing better than the PGB.
Right.
So at least that will give us some kind of bargaining power to the NDTV when they form the next government, because most possibly they will be forming the government because they have already secured around 39 seats, and the majority mark is 31 in the 60 assembly seats. Unfortunately, we might see once again a very some unwanted things, which is unique to Nagaland, the concept of oppositionless government, because Congress is nowhere in the picture. The Indian National Congress is nowhere in the picture, and all the other parties that are contesting are former PGB candidate, NDTV candidate, PGB candidate, or ticket aspirants who contested out of no option in other parties like RBI, Atiwali, Lok Shakti, and also as independents. So basically, he might want to join the government once there's formation of government. In fact, the Lok Shakti party has already indicated that they are the natural alliance of the BGP at the center, so they will be joining the.
They're willing to join the government.
Willing to join the government, and also the RPI is also at the alliance partner at the center. While the present chief minister, have made it clear that PGB and NDTV alliance would alone form the government, we never know how it work out. But since they have got enough majority, maybe they will go as per the pre-poll alliance decision. And one thing that that has made us, despite everything, which has cleared in our hearts, is that Nagaland might see the first 3 women legislature this time around. One
That's
has
a good
been
thing.
one has been officially declared elected, and the other 2 are leading. So
they belong to which party? They belong to which?
NDPP.
NDTV, 2 candidates that has been officially or more or less officially elected is NDTV, and the BGV candidate, he is also leading. So most probably she will be elected.
That's a very welcome thing. Now I just want to ask you one question. See, Nagaland, of all the states in the Northeast, Nagaland is known for its, militant community sentiment, Naga sentiment. Now, this combination of with BJP, so how do you think, how do you see it? Do you see it a reflection of Naga sentiment, or what do you make out of this?
That's a very difficult question. I mean, to give a very clear-cut answer, but my opinion is that if you look at the politics in Nagaland, we tend to sway towards the ruling party at the center. So, because as we all know, most of the northeast state, apart from Assam, for example, are dependent on the largesse of the center for various funds and all these things. So it makes sense to have a ruling party at the center as well as in the state. So this always has been the case. Now, if you look at the historical history of Nagaland, I mean, more or less the trend has been that way only. And whenever there is the French government at the center and at the state level, there's always a kind of
Now,
or
if I could say something on this very briefly. See, on the one hand, we're fighting, see, Indian hegemony. This is a Indian hegemony. And on the other hand, really, they are very willing to collaborate with that hegemony. So how does it actually reflect what is, if you are truly, if you have nationalist thinking, then why do they compromise so easily with the center, which all the time they fight against? Briefly, if you have something to say on this.
that's that's a paradox. For example, so maybe the carrot and stick policy that has been followed over the years must have subconsciously or consciously insulated the people.
But that has shipped into the issue to the people. That is the tragic part of it. As you have said, it's a paradox, and that is the tragic part of it, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. One can say that. Yeah. Now, but again, if we look at the manifestos of the different parties or different political parties that are contesting in Nagaland, one of the first priority always has been the solution to Naga political issues. And before, in fact, the formation of oppositionalist government is also done on the pretext of expediting the so-called
and it never sees the light of the day.
Yes,
it goes
yes,
on.
yes, true. So my we don't need an oppositionless government to have a early solution to Naga political issue, because state politics and Naga political issues are independent of each other. One is not dependent on each other.
Yes.
So, oppositionless government has definitely impacted our governance and various other developmental parameters. So, without an opposition, governance as well as other aspects suffers.
Okay, thank you, Jamil, for your answer. Now, as I told at the beginning of the discussion, now we don't have someone to speak on Tripura, but Sandipan, he is actually is studying these developments very closely. So, in the absence of someone from Tripura, I would request you to throw some light on what has happened, what the results are showing.
Briefly, I'll speak in Assamese and English as well, because for our viewership. So, Jamir, please pardon me for that. Tripurat jitu ghotona hoise je Tripurat eibar BJP heri paise, majority mark paise 31খন সিটত এতিয়ালৈকে দেখা গৈছিলে যে বিজেপি আগবাঢ়ি আছে। IPFT কিজানি দুখন বা এখন কিবা সিটত আগবাঢ়িব, কিন্তু তাৰ লগত দেখা পোৱা গৈছিল যে টিপ্ৰামুঠা পাৰ্টি নতুনকৈ হোৱা পাৰ্টি, টিপ্ৰামুঠা পাৰ্টিয়ে 12খনৰ পৰা 13খন সিটত আগবাঢ়ি আছিলে। তাৰ লগতে কংগ্ৰেছ আৰু বাওঁপন্থাৰ যিটো হেৰি আছিলে মিত্ৰজোঁট আছিলে, সেই মিত্ৰজোঁটে টিপ্ৰামুঠাই যিমানকেইখন সিট পাইছে মিত্ৰজোঁটৰ কম্বাইণ্ড সিমানখনে সিট পোৱা যেন দেখা পোৱা গৈছে। ইয়াৰ আগৰ অনুষ্ঠানতো আমি কৈছিলোঁ নৰ্থ ইষ্ট নাওতে হোৱা আলোচনাত যে ত্ৰিপুৰাত হয়তো বিজেপিয়ে একক সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতা লাভ কৰিবলৈ সক্ষম হ'ব, কিন্তু সেয়া যোৱাবাৰ ইলেকশ্যনৰ দৰে নহয়। বৃহৎ সংখ্যক সিট জয়লাভ কৰি তেওঁলোকে সেই সংখ্যাগৰিষ্ঠতা তেওঁলোকে হয়তো লাভ কৰিব নোৱাৰিব। What I mean is, like in Tripura, it was also what we could see that BJP and IPFT, the alliance would get the requisite number of seats, but that too very narrowly, and not like what they obtained in the 2018 elections. That shows that BJP's legitimacy or BJP's politics has been challenged in Tripura, that is for sure. তাৰ লগত আৰু এটা বহুত গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ ঘটনা হ'ল যে টিপ্ৰামুঠাৰ যিটো মুখ্য দাবী আৰু যিটো বিষয়ৰ ওপৰত তেওঁলোকে গোটেই নিৰ্বাচন তেওঁলোকে হেৰি কৰিছিলে, কেম্পেইন কৰিছিলে, সেইটো হৈছিলে যে পৃথক টিপ্ৰালেণ্ড আৰু ত্ৰিপুৰী খিলঞ্জীয়া মানুহৰ যিটো জাতি হত্যাৰ প্ৰশ্ন আৰু তাৰে যিটো সুৰক্ষাৰ প্ৰশ্ন, সেই প্ৰশ্নক লৈ তেওঁলোকে আগবাঢ়িছিলে। গতিকে দেখা পোৱা গৈছে যে ট্ৰাইবেল মানুহখিনিৰ বা খিলঞ্জীয়া মানুহখিনিৰ ত্ৰিপুৰাৰ এটা সমৰ্থন টিপ্ৰামুঠাৰ পক্ষত আছে, যিটো গ্ৰাউণ্ডতো দেখা পোৱা গৈছিলে বিভিন্ন ৰেলীত। আৰু এই ক্ষেত্ৰত আৰু এটা কথা যে JP নাড্ডা আহিছিলে, বিজেপিৰ ৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় সভাপতি অমিত শ্বাহ আহিছিলে, প্ৰধানমন্ত্ৰী নৰেন্দ্ৰ মোদী ডাঙৰীয়াও আহিছিলে। তেওঁলোকে গোটেইবিলাকৰ যদি আমি ভাষণ চাওঁ, ত্ৰিপুৰাক বিভিন্ন পাৰ্কছ, ফ্ৰী ৰাশ্যন, ফ্ৰী মিলছ অৰ ফ্ৰী ইলেক্ট্ৰিচিটি অৰ those kinds of freebie schemes they have announced in Tripura, Nagaland, Meghalaya, wherever they go, they have announced those kinds of freebie schemes. But apart from that, in Tripura, they specifically told about the Kokborok language to be included in the ICSE and CBSE courses because they were compelled to take on the tribal issues. But even after that, the tribal votes did not favor BJP as such, like it did in the 2018. So this is some kind of a new equation that has emerged in Tripura, I believe.
ধন্যবাদ সন্দীপন। মই ইয়াৰ পৰা যিটো এই গোটেইখিনি কথাৰ পৰা মোৰ যিটো উপলব্ধি হৈছে, মই দেখিছোঁ যে নাগালেণ্ডত মই আশা কৰিলোঁ, মানে নাগালেণ্ডত আচলতে নাগা নেশ্যনেলিজিমৰ এছাৰশ্যনৰ কাৰণে মানে দি বেষ্ট আইডিয়েল থিং উড হেভ বিন a solid, really, truly committed nationalist force to emerge, a solid, truly nationalist force to emerge. But in reality, we have not seen that. কিন্তু ত্ৰিপুৰা আৰু মেঘালয়ত আমি যিটো কথা দেখা পালোঁ, সেইটো হৈছে যে বিজেপি এটা ৰাষ্ট্ৰীয় দল হিচাপে এতিয়া বিজেপিৰ যিটো শক্তি, its energy, its money power, its control over, you see, the state machineries and also its resources. Despite all these things, Meghalayat kintu মানে ভিতৰৰ internal contradiction whatever may be, BJPৰ যিটো inroad, that was not very actually
organic party হিচাপে ইমেজ নকৰিলে।
No, it has not. যে ইয়াৰ এটা ষ্ট্ৰং ফ'ৰ্চফুল এণ্ট্ৰি এটা আমি দেখা নাপালোঁ। ত্ৰিপুৰাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো মই ক'ব বিচাৰোঁ যে সন্দীপনে এইটো ধুনীয়াকৈ বস্তুটো কৈছে যে তাতো ত্ৰিপুৰাৰ লগত অলপ অসমৰ মিল আছে, প্লেইন। তাতো কিন্তু দেখা পোৱা গ'ল যে বিজেপি কিন্তু তাত এটা প্ৰত্যাহ্বানৰ সন্মুখীন হৈছে। বিজেপিয়ে তাত মানে নাগালেণ্ডত বাহিৰে মেঘালয় আৰু ত্ৰিপুৰাত ত্ৰিপুৰাত বিজেপি মে ফৰ্ম এ গভমেণ্ট, আৰু উই ডু নট ন' যে মেঘালয়ত কি হ'বলৈ গৈ আছে। কিন্তু আই ডোণ্ট থিংক দেট দে শুড বি ভেৰি হেপী এবাউট ইট, এই গোটেই যিটো চিটুৱেশ্যনক লৈ পেলাই। এটা হৈছে ৰশ্মি বাইদেৱে যিটো কথা কৈছে, এটা হৈছে ভেলু বেছ পলিটিক্স উইথ চাৰ্টেন আইডিয়েলছ, দ্যাটছ এ ডিফাৰেণ্ট থিং। কিন্তু অভাৰঅল যিটো আপোনাৰ চিটুৱেশ্যন যিটো হৈছে, তাত মই নাভাবোঁ যে মেঘালয় আৰু ত্ৰিপুৰাই দে হেভ ছাৰেণ্ডাৰ টু দ্য বিজেপি কমপ্লিটলি হ'ললি। আপুনি ৰশ্মি বাইদেৱে কি কয় এই সন্দৰ্ভত?
আপুনি একেবাৰে ঠিকেই কৈছে। I feel proud to that in Meghalaya there hasn't been this kind of total surrender like in Nagaland, and Nagaland is very disappointing, Mr. Jamir, because I always looked up to Nagaland in the past, and I have had colleagues from my university days who were our heroes really. Anyway, so Meghalaya apni ekebare thike koise je surrender kora nai. It is we, and also as the predictions were showing, We had expected maybe there might have been more seats, but it didn't happen. It's still stuck at 3, despite all the entire machinery coming in with, as you said, with its money power, muscle power, with glamour, with whatever, you name it. Everything was thrown in here.
But it
Why-
remained free.
Yes. But it didn't. And that is why I just hope that at this moment, Mr. Conrad Sangma, hopefully he realizes what an important role he has at this moment when his own party, the vote numbers, the seats have gone up, and he is in a very critical moment to give a different kind of leadership to regional parties. Because the Nagaland party, for instance, I was just looking at the election projections. Apna khan NDPP to symbol nai tat. To BJP symbol or tolot, everything is being projected as the Nagaland. The symbol of NDPP is not even shown. So, you are totally subsumed under the lotus, that identity. But all of the other regional parties, you are there with your identity. And I do hope that in Meghalaya, this weight that Mr. Conrad Sangma carries, of regional aspirations, of an indigenous approach to things will be retained. And he will choose wisely in choosing who his partners will be, such that you govern together, but you do not get subsumed under a national party. You are given your autonomy, you are given your respect, and you're given to rule state in the so-called Northeast frontiers with dignity and with respect. We hope, because we are pushing for that kind of changing the narrative. It's not just about money. It's not just about muscle. It is not just about power. What is democracy after all? Why not? আমি আশা কৰিছো কিন্তু কি হয় এইটো নাজানো আৰু
ইমান ধুনীয়াকে যে আপুনি কথাখিনি কৈছে
just one comment. I think yes, Nagaland, because it's on Nagaland, because Nagaland we have the result is almost there. So BJP and along with a local party, they are going to form the government. But it does not mean that the Naga issues are solved, or the aspiration of the Naga people as such has been subsumed or something like that. Because it's like the election, many factors work, and also there are lots of equations, give and take policy, as Jamir has said, the parrot and stick policies. Those things are there, but I believe the Naga, the people's concerns and the aspirations are there in the place, on the ground, and also because of the high level, the extravagant campaign that the BJP unleashed this time in Nagaland, they actually in some cases people may get they get lost to decide. So that can be situations might be there in Nagaland, and that's my comment actually on Nagaland.
No, that's good. If you think that okay, this is, but here I would go more with Mrs. Goswami's views. যে সেইবোৰ ঠিক আছে, and we will see যে নাগা চেণ্টিমেণ্টটো, নাগা নেশ্যনেলিষ্ট ফিলিংছ কেনেকৈ তেওঁলোকে কেৰি কৰা আমি দেখা পাম। কিন্তু আমি জানো যে আগৰ যিজন মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী তেওঁ এবাৰ পাৰ্লিয়ামেণ্টত গৈছিল, তাৰপিছত তেওঁ আকৌ আহিলে মানে চিফ মিনিষ্টাৰ হ'বৰ কাৰণে। গতিকে ইফ দ্যাট হেপেনছ দ্যাট ইজ এ ভেৰি গুড থিং, আমি ভাল পাম। কিন্তু মই নিজে পাৰ্চনেলি নাভাবোঁ তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কিবা এটা হ'ব বুলি। ৰাদাৰ নাগালেণ্ডৰ চিটুৱেশ্যনটো কিন্তু মোৰ কাৰণেও একচুৱেলি চিন্তনীয় আৰু হতাশাজনক, চাবলৈ গ'লে হতাশাজনক। গতিকে যিয়ে নহওক, আমি অতি কম সময়ৰ ভিতৰত মই ভাবোঁ যে আমি তাৰ যিটো এছেঞ্চ যিখিনি এতিয়ালৈকে হৈছে, সেই এছেঞ্চখিনি উই কুড কেপচাৰ দি এছেঞ্চ। ডিছকাশ্যনটোৰ যিটো ডেভেলপমেণ্ট হৈছে আমাৰ এই ডিছকাশ্যনটোত আমি সেইখন উই কুড কেপচাৰ দি এছেঞ্চ অফ দি ডেভেলপমেণ্ট আৰু আমাৰ লগত ইয়াত উপস্থিত থকাৰ কাৰণে মই ৰশ্মি গোস্বামী বাইদেউক ধন্যবাদ দিছোঁ জামিৰক ধন্যবাদ দিছোঁ আৰু আমি নিজে আমাৰ দুটা আমাৰ নিজৰ মানুহ ধন্যবাদ ভগাই লৈছোঁ গতিকে আমি আবেলি আমাৰ আৰু এটা আলোচনা হ'ব পাৰিলে আপোনালোকে শুনিব আৰু যদি ৰশ্মি বাইদেউ she might be able to এই যিটো ত্ৰিপুৰাৰ যিটো আলোচনা হ'ব will be very happy if you because there will be another panelist from Tripura.
He is also a journalist like Mohad Zamir. Mohad Zamir is a senior journalist from Nagaland.
So
He reports
that will be quite interesting. I may not be there in that discussion, but then he will be there.
Fine.
Great, thank you very much. ধন্যবাদ জানালে আপোনালোক
Thank you, Jamir. Thank you so much.